Good evening, glory, hallelujah to you. What the heck's your story and what's going through you? This is the glorified version of a Bass and Talk show. Make no mistakes, this is glorified, and I am your host, Pat Renwick. Hello, Bass Galaxy. Hello. Hello. Conquistadors and conquistadorettes. It's good to be back. Been a long week. Hump day. It's Wednesday. It's what we do around here. We got the power poles up for pleasure right now. You know what I'm saying? Good old time. A good old time. Hey, congratulations to Brandon Lester on his victory. Yes, absolutely. Congratulations. You are a holder of Old Blue. Brandon's coming on next week. I'm stoked about it. He's got a drink in his hands and his toes in his sands, and you know he's got no special plans this week. But next week, I think he's back at him. We'll have him here. Can't wait for it. But tonight, in the present moment, guess what we concocted for you this evening? It is the one and only Greg Hackney returning to the show. Give it up, Bass Galaxy, for Greg Hackney. Yes. Yes. God, they're excited. Do you see that, guys? Do you see that? Do you see the excitement? But wait, hold on a second. Hold on. There's way more. If you act now, you get a free Jade Elephant, and for the first time ever on the Stray Cast show, Jacob Porosnick. Yeah, J-Pow. Yes, Bubs. Yes. I'm excited to have Jacob on. First time ever on this show. He's a cool dude, and you're going to find out. What the heck else? Ladies and gentlemen, of course, without further ado, the producer extraordinaire of this shindig, the one and only Red on the Head, like a producer should be. You know what I'm saying? It's Andrew Ellenberger. He's a ginger ninja. Don't, where's the... He's a...
What's up, Pat?
Yeah, how?
What's up, Bass Galaxy?
I like the laser beams.
Yeah.
I like laser beams and sharks with laser beams. Ginge, I'm excited tonight. That first off, Hackney's back.
Yes.
So if we go all the way back to the Bass Buzz radio days, Ginge, like Hack was on quite a few times then, and then Hack has been on Stray Cast. How many times now do you think?
A lot.
Yeah, we're at
times a year.
We're at season 7, Ginge.
Yeah.
Well, maybe once a year.
Once a year.
Yeah,
maybe.
once a year we check in with Hack, and I've met probably 7 times here. But hey, 7 seasons, Ginge. That's nuts, bud.
It's a lot.
Yeah, like, so,
Keep on trucking.
you know, you always hear on podcasts, they're like, episode number 37, or 109,000. Like, so what do you think we are? If you had to put it in, I never really thought about it until I heard that on a podcast the other day. What do you think, Ginge?
Hold on.
Oh, my gosh, are you mathematizing?
Yeah, like 250, 256, something like that.
Out of 7 years. Wow, okay.
Somewhere in that ballpark.
Yeah, all right. Well, that's a lot. That's eppies.
Yeah.
That's eppies. That's a lot of them right there. So we got Hackney coming back and Jacob Porosnick tonight. I'm pretty stoked about that, Gingy. I'm telling you right there. And working the chat board tonight is River Jimmy. Give it up for River Jimmy. Jimmy loves the rimmer, and he loves smallmouth and buckets, but he loves that river fishing. He's a river rat. Working the chat board, old Jim. Hey, I was out with Jimmy the other day on the river, and I got to tell you, I am pretty. Hey, Ginge, let's do sponsor plugs. You want to do? Did I get all the other stuff in already? Yeah, let's do. Are you doing good back there? I'm feeling good. Let's do sponsor plugs. There we go. Pow! Office Pops, Bullet Pops. Right? Isn't it Office Pops, Ginge? Boom, boom. Well, these are Bullet Pops by Berkeley, and I'm really into them right now, for real. I like that. I don't know if they make 3 sizes, but it's the one that's kind of like the old, the size of the old original P70 Pop bar. That size. I dig it. Digging that bait right now. The Bullet Pop is a smallmouth and a buckethead killer. I'm telling you. Ginge, there's a bunch of them downstairs. Go grab some. On the way out. On the way out. I know what else you got your eyes on, Ginge. The 7.4 Alpha Angler. Chatter Chicken,
Seems like a special rock.
green and chocolate glizzy rod. Yeah, that's one. Ginge, go ahead and grab one on the way. On the way down,
Don't
too.
tempt me, 'cause
Yeah,
I will.
this is like Oprah.
I mean, if you're in the giving mood, I'm gonna just-
I'm good. Ginge, you get a 7.4 glizzy rod.
I'm going for it.
No, it's but for real, it's an amazing
lot of
deal.
witnesses.
Thanks Pops, and thanks Brandon, and thanks Booms, especially thanks Pops for building me those sticks. They're pretty cool. Thank you very much. Yeah. Hey, all right. Here's real business. Get this, Ginge. This is the deal right now. Halfaspot.com. Download it on the smartphone app. All right.
Yep.
And then you fish derms. North, south, bank, shore,
Anything.
kayak.
Just do it.
There's a division for everybody. Get this. You get to the end, to the grand prize game. Remember Bozo Circus and the
Bucket
grand
6,
prize
bro.
game? Bucket number 6?
Chris
You know what I'm
100.
saying? Gosh, I always wanted to be on Bozo. Never was. I never was that crying kid on Bozo. But anyway, hey, you get to the grand prize game on Half a Spot, to the grand prize derb, and you win it. Guess what? You get to go fishing anywhere in the world. You say, hey, I want to go to Texarkana Tejas. They're going to take you there. You say, I want to go to Cal City, Illinois. They're going to take you there. You say, I want to go catch fish that jump into trees and eat monkeys in Brazil. They're going to do it. Here's the catch. You know what they got to do? You got to take me. That's what you got to do. But I don't know. It'll be fun. I promise I won't talk too much at inappropriate times.
Yeah, there you go.
At inappropriate times. Download the Half a Spot official app now on your smartphone. I'm going to be honest with you. If you're not doing it, it's kind of a mistake. You got a chance to beat some people's butts and go anywhere in the world bassing and win money along the way. So there it is. Half a Spot official. Download it today. I like these 80 infomercial you got going today, Ginge. It's feeling good. How about a like and share contest to celebrate in the jubiance? Is jubiance a word? Jubilant jubiance. Yes. So that's what we got tonight. And the like and share contest is KVD line and lure spray. What? Yep. KVD line and lure spray. It's not just for breakfast anymore. You know what else it's for? Wow, yes. Give it up for Isaac. KVD line and lure spray. He's a scientist for real, and if you haven't tried KVD line and lure, Matthew Robertson, old Matt Dingo, he is on the line and lure team. Christopher Grow, in case you don't know, Chris Grow's account got hacked. That's not Chris. He's not selling Bitcoin on the Insta. Yeah, he's not a Bitcoin super mogul. So anyway, Chris is on the line and lure team. It's Kevin, Uncle Kevy. He must be. His name's on the bottle. I don't know, Ginge. It's good stuff. It cleans your screens on your locators. It cleans your cell phone screens. It cleans all kinds of good stuff. Wait, what are we doing? Holy cow! Look at that! As you're liking and sharing the live Facebook feed. To win $50 worth of KVD line and lure spray, don't forget to take your whiskey home with you and bring in Courtney and the Whiskey Gypsy, Luke Foley. There he is. There they are in full glory, saluting. Raise your bet. Let's see what salutes. There it is. What's going on?
What's going on, guys? How's everybody doing?
You're a lovely couple. I got to tell you.
Why, thank you.
Yeah, you're
How's
doing.
everyone doing?
Hey, wait, slow down. I got a bad connection.
Yeah.
There you are. Say it again, Luke.
Yeah. Can you hear us?
Now I can hear you.
All right, good.
Where are you, bud?
We're out to eat tonight.
Where are you?
We're out to eat. We're at Peterson tonight. Peterson's.
Oh, okay. I see that. That's better. We're getting less back ambiance now. We're getting
Okay.
Hey, one of your heroes is coming on tonight, Foles.
He sure as hell is.
Yeah.
I got to hang out with him at Santee Cooper that day they canceled because of the wind.
Oh yeah, I heard it. Wait, let me just stop you. I already heard this story like 20 times, and you've already told it on the air like at least 6 episodes. I'm sure Courtney heard all about it. Greg Hackney all day. No, you told it on the air like 50 times already.
Oh,
No,
yes.
did
Yeah,
I?
you already.
Yes.
Hey,
You're absolutely right, Pat.
I'm really
yeah.
excited about it.
I know you're excited, and that's what I'm saying. I'm sure Courtney's had enough hearing about Hackney all day. You know.
He gave me 2
Yeah.
flipping sticks.
I know.
I mean, imagine going out in the boat with those slip-in sticks. Like,
Yeah, it's
don't
freaking
step
awesome.
on them. Watch out.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Oh,
Yeah, he's
I
like.
slept with him in my bed when he gave them to me, and I hugged him like a teddy bear.
I wish I
And
could
I
tell
don't
you he
care
was
who
lying.
Leave my flipping
My sword
stick
giving
alone.
you his hammer.
That was the only time you will ever hear from Luke Foley, Courtney. That's the only time you'll ever hear from him. Leave my flipping stick alone. You understand that?
Oh,
The only
my God.
time.
Yeah.
It's the only
Okay.
time. Hey, for those of you that don't know, when Luke and Courtney appear out of nowhere, they are here to give us the Tin Cup Whiskey word of the week. And what that is when you hear whatever word Luke's going to tell us, you take a sip of your favorite beverage, whether it's Tin Cup Whiskey, whether it's ice cold Coca-Cola, whether it's Mountain Dew or a tin cup mixed with what do you got in there? What's in the mix today, guys?
Drinking old fashions.
We're old-fashioned.
Old fashioned. See, yeah, step right up. See, yeah, get your old fashions. Yeah, see. Yeah, see? So whatever you do, see, yeah, remember, please drink responsibly when you're sipping on the Tin Cup Whiskey. So what's the Tin Cup Whiskey word of the week, bud?
Well, the hack attack's on, so you got to go with flipping and pitching. You just got to.
Yeah, well,
You can't not.
that's true. And J Pow, he's no stranger to the heavy string. You know what I mean? So
No.
yeah. So I think that's apropos. I think that's very apropos. So if we hear flip or pitch, or something like that, take a drink and drink responsibly. And thank you, Luke Foley and Courtney, and thank you, Tin Cup Whiskey, for your support of the entire Bass Galaxy. Not only Straycast, but the Ike Live Show. Christine Fisher, Matthew Robertson, Seth Bartholomew Fighter. Who else? Am I leaving anybody out? Oh, the Hibbins, for crying out loud. Gosh dang, the Hibbins. Yeah, I said Christine. Yeah.
Oh,
Don't-
sorry. I'm
hey,
sorry.
don't you
It's loud.
sassy pants me, Veronica Vaughn.
She's
She's
in
feeling
the mood
she's
tonight.
feeling saucy. She's feeling old-fashioned saucy and spicy. See? Yeah. Step right up. I like it. You guys are something else. You know that? The word of the week is flip, pitch, or any variation of that.
Okay.
All right? And
Let me get proof.
yeah, and there it is.
Thank you.
Hey, and the like and share. I know you need some of this, Foles. Like and share is the KVD line and lure spray.
Yes.
Yeah. So like and share the live Facebook feed for your chance to win $50 worth of KVD line and lure spray and a fun pouch from Isaac. That's a boat cleaner. That's the BTS. That's Armor Shield type product. All that good stuff coming at you. And get this, Foles. Get this. You know how we always say put the power poles down for pleasure. You know how we say that. You know how we
I
say
do say that.
yeah. You know how we say don't go anywhere. Put the power poles down. You know what I mean? You know.
Uh-huh.
I got to tell you something here. Now, anybody that is like hasn't used power pole or any shallow
I'm getting
water.
called out.
Yeah, no. Yeah, you just found out what a power pole really was, didn't you? But you really did. True story. True story. She didn't know. She didn't know. Wow, well, that could be taken the wrong way. But yeah, you really did. But I'm glad you do know it. Put the power poles down. But here's the thing I got to tell you, for real, shallow water anchors are a must, right? No matter what you choose. But what I got to say about power pole, Foles, and I know you're going to back me up on this because you've had firsthand experience and seen them at elite derbies. Customer service at power pole is bar none. Nobody can compare to it. They can't. They can't. There's guys talking to us, and not just because that we have an affiliation with them, but 7 o'clock Florida time. Kurt Hill, you're an amazing man.
Oh, wow.
Power pole, you are an amazing company.
I really. Like
Yeah.
7 o'clock?
For real. Like 7 o'clock Florida time.
Hey, Pat.
7 o'clock Florida time is like 9 o'clock in Australia, dude. What? I don't know. What's up, Foles?
I think it might be closer to 9 a.m. But
I
okay.
had one of those. I had a couple of those powerful guys through my connections with Mr. Dion Hibben. They worked on my stuff with me at 9:30 at night.
Dude, amazing.
Yeah, they're fantastic. They really are.
Yeah, I gotta say, customer service bar none. The folks at Power Pole, thank you for your support of Stray Casts and the entire Bass Galaxy. With that being said, Court, hey, Foles, thanks for coming aboard the crazy train. Let's put the power poles down for pleasure right now. Raise our glass. Let's see what salutes Greg Hackney and Jacob Porosnick. Coming up in a minute, I'm Pat Remick. Don't you go anywhere. Yes. Thanks, you two. Love you.
This is the mountain, and this is mountain whiskey. Unspoiled, untamed, forever wild. There's no safety net, no way down. Up here, it's just man, and the mountain, and his tin cup. Tin Cup Whiskey. Mountain Whiskey.
Want to know the difference between power bait and other soft plastics? Ask the fish. Berkeley scientists have. Thousands of flavors tested on thousands of fish. Natural. Man-made. Every bait that's ever hit the water. No matter the shape, size, or color, power bait is the only one that is scientifically proven. Fish bite and will not let go.
The TH Marine HydroWave H2 KVD edition is a surefire way to ignite a feeding frenzy. The Hydrowave utilizes a sound-emitting technology that imitates bait fish and other feeding fish below the surface that preys on the competitive nature of bass and other game fish to get you more bites. The Hydrowave is another way that TH Marine has you covered from transom to trolling motor.
Welcome back, welcome back. This is the glorified version of a Bass and Talk Show. I'm your host, Pat Renwick. Hey, I want to remind everybody, if you are in the Chicagoland area, go to calsagbass.com. Check it out. Come win some money. Big Derb this Saturday. Also, special thanks to Bill and Darlene Weidler for the Impulse Lithiums, the official battery of Stray Casts. Yes, there we go. With that being said, let us, how we doing, Ginge? How are you doing over there?
Greg's Wi-Fi just took a dump.
Uh-oh.
I got Jacob, but
It's, well, I can tell everybody else, too, that if you haven't ever fished the CalSag in the area here, in the Chicagoland area, and you're within 100 miles, come on out and take some money. People answer the challenge. You could do it. It's lots of money. It's big time bucks. Come on, Ginge. What do you say? Let's bring in. Are you trying to work on the reboot? Let's bring in Jake. Let's do it. All right. Let's give him a triumph at something. Let's go full on straight cast. This is the first time we're ever having Jacob Porosnick on the show. Let's go wild. You wanna do it? Let's go wild. You ready? Bass Galaxy. Here we go. The chips are on the table. We're bringing in a bad mamba jingle. Coming your way. Bassmaster Elite Series angler. Some call him J-Pow. Some call him Bubba. Some call him old Rattlesnake Jake. We're just going to call him Bud. Welcome to the show. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time ever on the glorified version of a Bass and Talk Show, give it up for Jacob Powroznik. Yeah. What's going on? What's up, bud?
How you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
Oh, we're just sitting here eating some soft shell crabs at the moment.
Well, that sounds pretty good, actually. What are you dipping them in?
Yeah.
What do you?
Some of them are eating them with coleslaw and some cocktail sauce. Some of them are eating their hot sauce, and some of them are eating them with ketchup. So
Okay, you got the whole variety platter of dipping sauces, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's kind of like a bag of worms or a box of worms or something. You got to have a variety pack, you know, so keep everybody happy.
What's your choice?
I like hot sauce on mine.
Yeah, you look like a hot sauce kind of guy.
Hot sauce and ketchup mixed is kind of like my and I learned that from, I guess, that guy from Gonzales, Louisiana. So
your bud. We're trying to get his internet. How's that going over there, Ginge? He's rebooting. He's doing a reboot. But thanks, dude, for coming aboard. It's good to have you here, Jacob, for sure, bud.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Thank y'all for having me.
Yeah, and it's really nice to have you back at Bass too. I just want to tell you, it's good to see you over there, and you're a hell of an angler, bud.
Yeah, you know, it's all about fishing where you feel comfortable, and that was my decision. And I started off fishing for 5, and that's the way I want to end.
Yeah.
So, it is what it is. It's all the same. It's all bass fishing, and we get to go out and do something that we love and cherish and things like that. So,
And absolutely.
No offense to the guys at MLF or anything like that. It's just that, I want a chance to win the Bassmaster Classic, and no offense to.
Yeah, and it's good, dude. And just saying, yeah, you're absolutely right. It's good, and it's good to see you. It's good to see you on the elites.
Yes,
that's it.
Absolutely.
And no stranger to victory there. No stranger to victories on the Elite Series whatsoever.
I tell you, those guys, the guys in the elites, man, they're absolutely wolves, man. You give them any kind of ounce of blood, and they're going to try to get to your throat. So it's still the same thing. Like, and everybody says, well, man, you're going to go there and do this or do that. No, it's not. It's still fishing against 97 or however many, 94 of the best in the world, man. I mean, they catch them day in and day out from daylight till dark. I mean, they're the hardest working, guys that I've ever been around. And it's it takes a lot. It takes a lot to get to even make a top 10 in the Bassmaster Elite, now. And to win, hats off to Brandon Lester. I thought Pickwick was pretty tough just because of the pressure and all the boats and everything was out there. And Brandon went out there and, found a couple little places and absolutely, whipped butt. So hats off to him and for working so hard and for his first elite win. And man, like I said, those guys they're tough.
Yeah, that was a cool derb too. I mean, it's good. I know that Pickwick was fishing, I don't know, more than tough, to say the least. But it was cool. It was cool to see Brandon get that going there, because he's a hell of an angler, man. That guy
Yes,
really
he
is. But again, let's talk about for those that don't know. 2021 in 2020 and 2021. You went and fished the Opens, the Bass Opens. And 2021 Bass Opens Angler of the Year, qualify for the elites again, and here you are. But I mean, no stranger to victory anywhere. You got 5 wins, man. 5 wins in the whole deal under your belt.
It's winning is one of the toughest things there is out there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's like you have to be perfect for 4 days, and when you do that, then everything kind of comes out the way it's supposed to be. But it's hard to do that. Bass are bass; they're going to move, they're going to do this, and they're going to do that. And they just staying with them is one of the hardest things that you have to do. But like I said, hats off to the guys that win, man.
Hey,
it is teetotally, one of the toughest deals to win an Elite Series event that there is. I mean,
yeah, your first win. What was that? That was Bugs Island way back. How many years ago was that? Like 20?
Yeah, that was actually a long time ago, and it was just a Bass weekend series deal that Bass was trying to get going. It actually paid really good. It was only, I think it was about 60 or 70 boats in the deal, but it kind of started a little bit of a fire or whatever, I guess you could say, into doing that. And then, I moved on to FLW because it was hard to get into the elites, and then, FLW was where I started, and hats off to them for, with Bill Taylor and Kathy Fennell and Charlie Evans back. That was way back in the day.
Sure.
And, then I went to Bass, and like I said, man, I've been very blessed to be able to kind of to get around and fish, multiple places and things like that. But, the thing is, you dream about something, and I get to live right down the street from Woo Dave's, and every time I walk in his house, I look at a classic trophy.
Yes, he won it right here in Chicago.
Right, so I think that thing taunts me. Yep, that thing taunts me. So you have to be in the Elite Series to have a chance at winning the Bassmaster Classic. So that's what that's what's really on my mind right now. It's having a chance of that, and I mean, I'm 43 years old, so I'm getting to that point where, it's hay time. You know what I'm saying?
It's
I got to
time.
make hay when you can, and I just, it's something about it. Watching Jason Christie this past year, and my best friend Hank Cherry.
Yeah.
He's won 2 classics back to back. So, man, I got to go to Hank's house for the Open last year, and there I sit with one classic trophy on one side and one on the other. So
Yeah,
it's
that's like, come on, let's go. You know what I mean? That's a knuckle
Yeah.
sandwich right there on each end. Freaking bookmarks
Absolutely.
right there. Hey, I want to ask you about Woo Dave's, though, that you brought that up. That's pretty cool. Like, how's Woo doing?
Woo's great. I talked to him today. Actually, I'm helping Chris. His son, Chris, is building a house. So I'm helping Chris trying to, get that. That's what I used to do back in the day before I really started fishing. I dug footings and put driveways and stuff in for houses and stuff, and has been around the construction world. So I know a little bit about it. So I was helping out. Well, Woo's house and Chris's house are going to kind of be side by side. So I called Woo today and I said, "What are you doing?" He goes, "Well, I'm at a race in Ohio. They're racing for $1 million tomorrow, and I didn't want to miss it."
Wow.
So Woo's into racing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Woo's into racing, and he's doing good. I took him turkey hunting this year. He killed a turkey with me. We went,
Nice.
caught a bunch of fish and had fish one night. So yeah, he's still getting along good. Still, I think he still has 20 some rabbit dogs. So
Really?
he's still kicking along.
He's got 20 rabbit dogs. That's outstanding.
Yeah.
He's a
Yep,
cool dude
rabbit
to us.
beagles, yep.
He's a cool dude to us here in Chicago because obviously he won the Bassmaster Classic here in Chicago. I mean, that's the trophy you're staring at. It had a little Chicago going, a little shameless in it. You know what I mean?
There ain't nothing wrong with Chicago.
And well, the bass will never come back here. We know that. That ain't happening. But we wish they would. The fishing's getting better here. It could possibly accommodate. But hey, does Woo still skip with the spin cast reel? Is that still a deal like Skip Docks with the spin cast? Do you know that answer?
So Woo won that tournament on that 808. That was a Zevco 808 spin cast thing, and the reason for that was Woo's always been. I hate to say this, but he's always been kind of lazy. You know what I'm saying? So that's why spinning rods kind of sit in the seat or whatever. But he came up with the idea for that, and it was like one of the best. He wanted that worm to fall straight to the bottom, and if a bait caster, if you didn't actually have it free spooled, it wouldn't fall straight to the bottom in that grass. So with that 808, he could pitch it over there. The line would steady come off the reel, and that worm would fall straight down, and that's how he was getting the bites. Yeah. How he figured that out, I have no clue. He must have dreamed it or something, and then went and did it. But hats off to him. It was a pretty cool deal.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. I think you and Woo should go out and take a little trip together with some 808s.
Yeah, we could do that. I mean, I'm sponsored by Quantum Zevco, so it's a pretty cool deal to be able to do that. And I've tried it before, but to me, I can do better with a bait caster than I can with that 808.
Yeah, but I think it'd be pretty cool and challenging. Put that thing on an 8-foot flip stick and go to town.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So, hey, I want to talk to you about you were talking about your FLW deal at the beginning, and there's a derby that stands out in my head with you, and that's that Champlain Derb way back, FLW. You remember that one, bud?
Yep.
I mean, what year was that? Like 2012 or something? I'm going way back, way back. You were like you lost to your hero, David Dudley, I believe, right?
I don't know why they still have that up there because after that he wasn't my hero anymore. No, yeah, that sucker. That sucker had to. I'm moving around here for a second.
No, you're good.
That sucker had to. My fat fingers are in the way.
It's actually better reception now.
So Dudley had to win. No, I had to win the tournament, and Dudley had to finish like 8th or less for me to win Angler of the Year. And I finished 2nd in the tournament. Dudley won the tournament and won Angler of the Year.
Yeah.
So it was one of those, kind of bittersweet moments. But that's the best part about bass fishing. I mean, you never know. You never really know what's going to happen, and you just get out there and just go with it. I mean, nothing's ever guaranteed. The thing I like about it the most is nothing's ever guaranteed. But man, that was kind of like a dagger to the heart. When he did that.
Yeah, I didn't mean to bring it up like that. It's just kind of like a classic derb, I think a lot of people remember that one, and that was a big tournament for you, big tournament for Dudley. Shoot, I think even Roland Martin was in that one or something, like 4th place, like way back.
Yeah, Roland made the top 10 in that. Yes, that that was golly, that's it brings back some memories. But I can remember sitting in one spot the last day in Ticonderoga. And that's where I caught him. I was running way south, and I sat there for 5.5 hours, power pulled down, trolling motor up, and I had a bite on a frog. About every other cast, I get a blow up on a frog for 5.5 hours. I mean, it was just one of the places that was absolutely loaded, and it's just one of those. It's one of those tournaments that win is. I did the best that I could. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't take anything back. I'm not. I mean, it was, it's kind of like a little heartbreaking or I would say disappointment, but I mean, I never lost anything. I caught everything I could. And, Dudley just, I still give him crap to this day, like, you lucky sucker. And so I tell him he's luckier than a dog with 2 dicks. That's
he really is. There's no doubt about it. And what I remember about that derb is that you had that magic mat. Like, that's really stands out more in my mind. You were just jacking them. Like, it seemed like it was 100 casts in a row or something.
Yeah.
I mean, it really did. It was pretty magical, just that spot.
I don't know. I would have liked to have been able to get underneath the water and see what it looked like or how many fish was underneath that mat. But, I mean, it was either a pike or a bass just about on every other cast. I mean, it was just something – I don't know if all the boat pressure pushed all the fish underneath that deal or what. And the guy that kind of keyed me into that was Glenn Brown. Glenn's not with us anymore. Yeah. He was a great friend.
Sure.
And Glenn is the one because I told Glenn the second day he needed to get his butt down there, and Glenn actually went in there and kind of was fishing around and ended up he caught like 3 big ones flipping. Glenn was a flipper. You know what I'm saying? So. He was the one that actually punched around in that grass, and I went in there and punched for the first 10 minutes, and for some reason I picked the frog up and never put it down the rest of the day. So, hats off to Glenn, for he kind of helped me out on that little deal a little bit, but it was just so many bass down there in Ticonderoga that year. It was that's where the tournament was going to be won, in my opinion, but it was one off largemouth. The whole story to that is. The first day, Dudley's got only about 12 pounds and goes out to a single rock to catch a 3-pound smallmouth that he had caught out there, in practice or whatever. Pulls out there and catches 3 6-pound largemouth on a drop shot off of that one rock in a row. Oh. So there's Dudley's tournament. Right. Once you get him going, you can't get him to quit. So
we've seen that. That's for sure. Yeah. He is lucky, as you said. James, you got an update for us? I can't hear you, sir.
I said now
what's happening?
He's just not. His stuff's not coming back up.
Uh-oh. Gotcha. All right. Yikes. All right. Well, hey, what is Hackney doing? Jacob, what's he doing? He's in an abyss right now.
He's at home right now. I think he's headed to I think he's headed to Florida with COVID to catch a tarpon.
He is 100%. I know. I know he's
I know-
doing that. But what's he get? What his computer went into an abyss.
Oh, I don't have a clue. I mean, it's I'm not very good with all this. I know I can run on the ranch, but I can't run a computer.
Can you send smoke signals to him right now? That's what we're doing.
That's a long ways. I don't know if I can get them there in time.
We're sending Sam Squan smoke signals to him at this moment.
I talked to him for a second on the deal when we were joining the thing. He told me to turn my hat around. I had my hat around on backwards. I didn't know that he could see me because he wasn't he wasn't saying a word.
He was peeping. Yeah,
so he told me to turn my hat around.
We totally lost Greg. He went into the abyss. He may have been abducted by aliens. I don't know. We don't know.
And I'll tell you one thing: if that is the case, then I feel sorry for them aliens.
Yeah, something happened. He was there in the intro, and then all of a sudden, Greg dropped. Now we can't get him. I don't know. Hey, but anyway, enough about that. I'm happy that we got you here for the first time ever, bud. Let's talk about some more victories, because you got some more of those, more than on the BASS side than that old weekend series. I mean, you started kicking it into gear. Like 14 was a pretty magic year for you when it came to BASS, and you had a couple victories in there, didn't you?
Yeah, I actually won at Toledo Bend. That was my first year in the Elite Series, and then I won up at Escanaba, where Hackney won Angler of the Year.
Yeah.
So, it was an interesting deal. It was funny. Like I knew Greg, but I didn't know him the way that I know him now. When we were doing that, and he was. I know we got canceled like a couple days in a row, so we were all at the golf course drinking vodka and beer and hanging out. I mean, the whole gang is out there. We got Skeet and Bobby Lane and all of us were out there, playing golf.
Okay.
Had a good time. And you would ride by Hackney's hotel, and he was the only one staying at that hotel. There's not a light on in the hotel, and you haven't seen him for 2 days. So it was I wanted to go check on him, but we went out and had fun because we really didn't have as much pressure as he did.
He was he had a lot of thinking to do, didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, and then to add salt to the wound, it was we got canceled for 2 days, and then he had to think about it some more. So it it knew he was going to win, but it's still Angler of the Year or the Classic is still so much pressure.
Oh, absolutely.
You look, Angler of the Year is it's 9 tournaments you have to be perfect in, and the Classic is 1. You got to be perfect for those 3 days. So
yeah, yeah. Go ahead, Jake.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Oh, here's Hackney's texting me now. What's he saying? His Wi-Fi, he's rebooting his router. Do you know what that means? His sync that means his sync is clogged, Jacob. He's got the router out. That's what that means.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't even know what that really means.
So what are we going to do about that?
We'll see what happens. We'll see if we got to send a plumber over there. We will. We got that. We got that kind of budget. We can do that stuff. Where were we? 14, right? Yeah, we were 14, right?
Yeah. 14 was I'm moving me a chair around.
You're getting back on them crab.
So 14 was. Do I know?
I said you're getting back on those crab legs.
No, we've already hit all them. 14 was a special year, and that's when I think it was 2015 is when me and Greg got to really kind of hang around together and find out what he loves hunting just as much as I do. We're avid anglers and bass fishing and stuff like that and saltwater fishing and things, but I meet up with deer hunting, I meet up with turkey hunting and duck and goose hunting. So it's kind of, he's one of a kind, man. I've never, I say this all the time. He's the smartest guy that I've ever talked to about bass fishing in my life.
Wow, that's a big
Like
statement.
he knows,
right there.
he knows how, when, where, and why
He's
those
in-
fish are there.
I like
Like,
that. Yeah, I like that you said that. Why? The why part. The why part's very important.
That's
isn't
what
it?
people say. Well, man, I'm a great bass fisherman or whatever. I catch them all the time. Me and what's his name went out there, and he took me to them. Yeah, catching a bass is easy. Finding them is the hard part. You know what I'm saying? Like, or finding out what the presentation that they want, or the angle of the bait that they wanted. Or how fast they want the top water skipping over top of them. That's the things that sets us apart from everybody else. And what gets me is like the first 3 hours of practice. We've never been there because he doesn't go pre-practice or anything like that. And what gets me about the whole deal is I'll send him a text and say, how many bites? And he'll say 20. And I've had like 2. So his mind processes the world of the world of bass fishing a whole lot faster than a lot of us do, and that's what sets him apart, man. I mean, he's an avid angler. Like I said, he's an avid angler. He's a woodsman, man.
Yeah, I like that.
He's walking up.
I like that you said process information. Like it processes information different. I think Aaron Martin's was a lot like that too. And also,
yeah, Aaron. Everybody always kind of said Aaron. Well, me and Aaron were really, really good friends and talked all the time and things like that. But everybody said Aaron, because the way he talked and all that. And I said, you know why that? Because he had little bass swimming in his head. They were telling him what to do.
I wouldn't doubt it. And he was a big one into figuring out why fish are there. Why are the fish where they are at that present moment? That's a big deal, man.
Yeah, Aaron was one of those guys that golly, I would love to know what went through his head sometimes, you know what I'm saying, or what he thought, because there was tournaments where there was hardly people catching nothing, and he would absolutely crush you, make you look like an idiot. And that's what, and the thing is, he was such a great human being that you never could be mad at him, or, what I'm saying, like, we always talk about having a bullseye on somebody, you know what I'm saying, or like, hey, I want to beat this guy or whatever, the
Mark
guys in it. But you never could do that with Aaron because he was just that kind of guy. And he is missed dearly. I can tell you that.
Yeah, 100%, man. And we were watching there when they used to have the E50s. Remember that? And there was the one on Dardanelle, the famous Davy Height dance derb. Remember that one, where Davy Height does the MC Hammer?
I hope Davy never does that again. But I guess when you're going to win a Bassmaster, didn't he win the Classic there? That's when he did that, right?
No, it's Dardanelle or something. That was like Lake Dardanelle. Yeah, and Davy's doing it's in the Triton.
Oh yeah, that was one of those.
Yeah, that was in the E50.
That was one of them Elite 50 deals or whatever. Yeah. E50. Yep.
So anyway, like you're talking about Aaron, and we're talking about heckling in bass fishing. Like I'm sure you agree, there needs to be some heckling in bass fishing, right? Right, Jacob? Don't you think there needs to be some wrestling type heckling?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I'm all for it.
Yeah. Well, so like what was going on? Like you should have seen what was happening back then, and I didn't even realize it. You had like Aaron's sitting there jacking them because you shared there were holes. They shared holes in these E50s, right? So Aaron's smashing them, and Gary Klein's behind him. And he's just making fun of Gary Klein. He's like, Gary can't catch him. He doesn't even know where the fish are. And Aaron's just swinging them over the, But we don't see that as much in bass fishing. I mean, there's Caleb and Matt Robertson right now, and they got their wrestling feud and Matthew's trying to bring Brandon in on it. Hey, you stayed with those guys, didn't you? Weren't you at the Tejas event with those kids?
So, yes, I was.
You
And,
paused a moment
let
and
me
chuckled.
Let me just tell you this. That was that might have been one of the funnest weeks I've ever had in my career of bass fishing, staying with Matt and Corey and Chris and Seth at the same hotel, and just going out to dinner with those guys. They're so much fun. You know, they have a lot of energy, and
yeah,
you know, and that's a big part, you know, in the deal. But you know, Matt, man, I love Matt to death. You know, Matt's a great guy, but he's always trying to wrestle, and he always tries to pick on, like, you know, like Caleb is going to pop his head, you know, when he
like
gets
a
a hold
zit.
to him. I mean, it's not going to be good for him.
Yeah,
it's not going to be good.
well, Caleb's
And,
like a Cajun stump. He's like a hardwood stump.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like that thing. His body's been petrified, you know, so it's hard as a brick. But you know, but I hats off to old him. He don't care. He has he's not scared of anything, and he kind of tells things like it is, and I really appreciate that. You know, he's very truthful with everything that he says, and he's a heck of a fisherman. You know, he has a lot of things that you know, Matt's very good on Kentucky Lake. You know, when there was a bass in Kentucky Lake.
Yeah, right. When there were
it's coming back around. Hopefully in the next 8 or 9 years we'll be back to Kentucky Lake flipping bushes, or you know, out there fishing on the ledge.
I hope
because
so.
that was one of the lakes. But to get back to that, yeah, Matt is Matt's been trying to. He says he wants to wrestle me when we're supposedly supposed to do it at the last tournament of the year, which will be the Mississippi River. So
he wants to wrestle you.
He says is he's going to either wrestle me or Caleb at the last tournament of the year, so he doesn't want to get hurt or break his arm or something like that, and then not be able to fish. So he's going to do it after the tournament.
Well, that makes sense. Yeah.
So I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do that. Because there is a feud between him and Caleb about this.
Oh, and, I know, bud. I know.
And they're gonna get after it down there, and there will be all kinds of cameras. Like, we might even get a TV, the news to come down there and video this. So,
oh yeah, it's going to be huge.
A special event. And,
it's a cage match. It's a pay-per-view, and we're going to have. There's all kinds of stuff going on. I mean, we got inflatable arm flailing blow-up dolls and spotlights and everything else for this. And they're trying to get Brandon Palaniuk in on it. He's a wrestler too. Of course, Matt's trying to get you in on the ring. And then Saturday Night Corey. You know, Saturday Night Corey too. He's gonna get in the ring too. But I don't know. What do you think? You ain't doing it? You're not doing it?
I mean, I can be easily persuaded. I'll just let you know on that. But I mean, it doesn't matter to me. I'm not, like I said, I'm not. I'd like for them to get their feud over before he starts another feud. You know what I'm saying? So
the list will accumulate.
But you know, the thing is, he has really long hair that I could get a hold to, and I could sling him around like a little doll or something.
Like a wrestler.
He is kind of. I'm not like I said, I love Matt to death, but he is kind of, I don't know, you know, he's kind of tender.
Yeah. He's kind of tender. Okay. And how? Look at you.
Yes, he.
Wow,
yes,
he's definitely coming after you now. Those is fighting words. Just so you know. Just so you know. Hey, you ever notice how
I'm not worried.
You notice how Fighter's just quiet about it all, right? Fighter don't say much about it at all. He just observes all the nonsense. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yes, he does. He just takes it all in. You know, that's Seth. You know, Seth's always been pretty quiet. You know, it's hard to get him to kind of even get riled up a little bit. But Seth, you know, Seth's a great guy, great fisherman, and I consider him a really good friend. You know, we we kind of started off kind of the same, I guess, era of trying to get into the elites, and all that things. And
Sure,
you know,
you
I've
did.
seen him.
Absolutely.
I've got to see Seth, come up out of his, I would say, like, I guess his shell. You know what I mean? Like,
Absolutely.
yes.
Yes.
He has become one of the guys that you have to beat every week, week in and week out. And he is he's a special person, and you can't hold nothing back from him. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Angler of the Year, that's a special prize
It's
to
a
win,
big deal.
and it's a really, really big deal. Yep.
I like how you said how he's evolved, because that's what it is. It's the evolution of anglers. You're evolving too. You have to evolve, right? Or you just go stagnant.
Yeah, that's if you don't, the thing to me is that you're learning something every day, and if you ever go fishing and you don't learn anything, then that's when it's time to maybe, think about. I mean, you get set in ways, and that's one thing that I think that's helped me throughout my career is, I can go crank a plug, I can throw a buzzbait, I can throw a wacky worm, flip. It doesn't matter. Bedfish,
All that. You've won doing everything you just said. Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, it doesn't matter if I got to catch them on a floating fly. If that's what I got to do, then that's what I'm going to do to catch them. To do it. So, but the thing is now, this is what gets me about the world of bass fishing. We have forward facing sonar now. I run Active Target. I think it's the best in the world. Rance has been with Rance ever since I got started. But what's next? Are we going to be able to have live when we idle?
I don't know. I mean, you tell me.
You know what I'm saying? Are we going to have a live camera?
Well, you can use
I
AquaView,
don't
right?
know. I mean, what's coming? Yeah, we can use AquaView, but I mean, what I'm saying is, are we going to be able to idle and see like me and you sitting here talking right now? Are we ever? I mean, is anything ever going to be in color? You know what I'm saying? So,
like Silver Springs.
What is in store for the world of bass fishing?
Man, I don't know. How are you on that forward facer?
It's I do pretty good with it. I mean, I know how to use it very good, and it's a tool that, man, you got to have it. I mean, there's no doubt you got to have it. Unless you're Greg Hackney, where you just don't turn it on a lot of times and just go fish in the dirt or whatever, He's the only one that can really get away with it.
Or John Cox. He's the other one. John Cox.
Yeah, John Cox is another one. Yeah. That just blows my mind. But hats off to John. He doesn't worry about he's going to fish his way, his style, and I think that's what sets him apart from everybody else. He doesn't get caught up in all the riffraff or the fish are going to be one. But he did great at Pickwick. Doing the same thing, fishing shallow, and that's like I said, hats off to him. For doing his deal. He's traditional, and he never looks back. There's always enough fish shallow to do good. It's just whether you can catch them or not. So, hats off. That's really basically all I can say. And Hackney's another one. Hackney, he takes that shallow water and where people just fish over top of a lot of fish. He is the one that can, I guess, visualize what's going on and does that. He, like I said, he's incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and you talked about versatility, man. You've won shallow, you've won deep, you won with a spin pole. I mean, you done it all, bud. You know what plays a big role for you? I've noticed. I mean, whenever you go north, you won over there in Seth State, over at that Pokemon Lake, right, in Minnesota. Right? You won playing Pokemon once in Minnesota. But you're always throwing that swim bait. Like, that seems to be a comfort thing for you. Like a way to go catch brown fish sometimes instead of having to finesse them. Is that a true statement, or is that just an observation in my mind?
Like, I've always started off with that, just a swim bait kind of deal, for the smallmouth. And That's been a big deal. But 90, I guess I would say 95% of the smallmouth, by the time the tournament starts, once again, they've been pressured so much that you got to get that spinning rod out and drop shot them or Ned rig or, throw a Yamamoto, a shad shaped worm, something like that to give them a bite, because they have been pressured. Because I say this time and time again, there are no more secrets.
Right. It ain't. None.
There's no more secrets.
None.
I think the only secrets that are left out there are shallow fish. We go to St. Clair. St. Clair's a big bowl. There's not a contour line other than the actual channel that runs down the middle of it.
That's true.
And what gets me is you go out there and you're fishing out there. And I call it the middle of the Dead Sea. And you're out there by yourself. You ain't seen a boat. And all of a sudden you run into a pretty big school smallmouth. And you're like, man, I'm going to have all these to myself. And you run out there and determine there's 5 boats on it.
In there,
how?
right?
And I ain't seen a boat. How did 5 guys find the same school? You know what I'm saying? That's what blows my mind. And the world of bass fishing has come so far. I think I read something the other day that there's more people that fish now than I don't want to mess this up. I think there's more people that fish now than watch football.
Well.
You know what I'm saying? So
okay. That's
a big deal. You know what I'm saying? Because with COVID, I think COVID kind of started that thing off where people didn't have nothing to do. So, hey man, I'm going to go fishing. And now, like everywhere you go, you pull it. And I'm not taking any way away from anybody or doing anything, because I love to see people fishing, kids getting involved and people doing this. It's just like, but man, you pull up to a ramp and you can't even find a parking spot. People are out there just fishing and
on a dang Tuesday.
On a dang Tuesday.
That's for sure, man. Yeah, I was talking to Greg about that earlier. He said the same thing, that he noticed that as well. During COVID, just the amount of people that are fishing and are continuing to fish. Have you seen a die-off? Like a decrease in the amount of people that are hitting the outdoors because people are back to work now and things like that, and there's less paid.
Gas was at the all-time highest this weekend at Pickwick. When we were there for Memorial Day weekend, and
it's crazy how
that's
happened.
The most boats I've ever seen on the lake at one time in my life. So I don't think gas prices are affecting the pleasure boaters and the people that want to go party. Hey, they get 1 week out of the year, let them roll. You know what I'm saying? So it's and which is great. I mean, that's a national holiday. Memorial Day weekend is when you're supposed to get together and fellowship with the people that do this, that allow us to be able to do this for a living. But they're just I can't understand it. Every day I went to the gas pump, $125.
That's nuts, dude. I was at 150. That's nuts. Nuts.
It's and supposedly by July 4th it's supposed to be $6 and something in New York, where we're getting ready to go to the St. Lawrence River. I'm like, holy moly, man.
Yeah, it's something. But here's the thing, man.
I mean, that's like,
yeah, tons. It's tons. I don't think that. Do you think that it's going to stop people from bass fishing? Do you really think that?
No, I don't think it'll ever stop anybody from fishing and all. It's not. You go out there and you don't have as much fun. You know what I'm saying? Because you're kind of, gas is a big thing. That's all you hear about. Social media, whatever. everybody's talking about the prices of gas and things like that. So I guess people going out fishing and stuff, it's not as much fun for them. And I don't think they'll stop, but I still think they're going to bitch about it all the time. You know what I mean? That's just part of the gas, you know. And that's just something that we as a country are, you know, we're going to have to stand our ground and take control of that. But I mean, the only way you can look at it is what it is. Roll with it, and only thing it can do is go down. You know what I'm saying? So, and I say, well, it can't go up, but it can still keep going up, and that, you know, be a tragedy. But I think I really think that it's going to turn out to be really, really good.
Yeah, I mean, it's
somewhere down the line.
Yeah, 100%, and it's and like bass fishing is a very resilient sport. Don't you agree? I mean, we've been through a lot in this ever since Ray Scott 68 started it. You know,
I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen it at the highest. I've been through it at the lowest, the lows, and I see it kind of, you know, now back to being about mediocre, you know, and every time we get to really, really rolling again and everything's looking good, then you have COVID, or then you have gas goes out of the roof, you know.
The
it's
monkey
always
wrench.
something to kind of get in this way. You know, back in 2008, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, when FLW was booming, man, you know, it was so good. Fishing was so fun. FLW was giving me a brand new Suburban Ranger. You know, they were supplying a boat, boat, truck, and you go to Walmart and do some deals. You get $100 gift cards. You had $100 gas cards. They filled your truck up at every event. I mean, it was so good. And just things just kind of, you know, that's when the big bomb hit us, you know, and everything kind of went away. But, you know, hopefully one day, and hopefully before I retire from bass fishing, that it'll get back to that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we've been fishing for $100,000 for a long time.
Yeah, you have.
It's time to maybe get a little bump. You know what I'm saying? Give us a little taste of, you know, whatever we can kind of get. You know, and we don't need much, but just give us a little initiative. You know what I'm saying? Or set us apart from all the other organizations. You know what I mean? So
yeah, it's deserved. I believe so. I mean, it's bass fishing, obviously. In everyone watching this show and listening to this show tomorrow, that bass fishing is the sport. I mean, this is the deal. What you got, Change? Did you? The last that Greg said he was rebooting again, third time. What do you have, Andy? We can't hear you, Andy. Oh, gotcha. He's what's the last update from you? Is he still trying the reboot? Got you. Okay. Understand. All right. All right. Well, I don't know. I guess we apologize about Greg. I don't know. What do you think, Jacob? He's got something happened with his dang internet.
Oh, I mean, it's not on purpose. I can tell you that.
I know that. I'm just saying.
I bet he's about to go bananas right now because we've been sent a couple pictures or something, you know, the things that that went down. So I'm pretty sure that he wants to comment on some of those things. And like I said, he's probably biting at the bullet.
No, I know, but I know 100%. That's why I keep egging you on, because I know you just nailed it. I know he's 100% frustrated when the last text I got was rebooting for the third time. So I think, Greg.
I feel sorry for his wife, Julie.
Yeah.
He's probably very, very frustrated right now.
I feel sorry for the modem. I think
that rebooting of that.
Yeah. He's probably 8-foot flip stick in the modem right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, all right. Well, then I'm readjusting, Ginge. I'm adjusting the show now that you've made the call officially, Andy. I am readjusting the show, and we're going straight We're getting to know you, bud. Are you ready? Are you ready, Jacob? We're gonna really get to know you now. All right. What do you think? Let's get Let's get down to the nitty gritty about you and what floats your boat, I guess, as they say. So hey, I know that you're a big Days of Thunder guy. You know, I mean, I know you're a big you're a big Days of Thunder, and like that's a big movie, man. That's a big movie, isn't it? I mean, that's pretty inspirational to anybody.
I guess the reason that I liked that movie so much was the part of just about NASCAR racing. You know, my dad was a big Dale Earnhardt fan. The day, like my dad, I hadn't seen my dad probably cry maybe 2 times in his whole life. And the day Earnhardt died or got killed in that car wreck, he actually tears run down his eyes, you know, because he loved watching that guy every Sunday, you know, when racing was when that. So I think that's why that movie has a special place in my in my heart, and just because of my father of watching that. I mean, like, you didn't do nothing else on Sunday but watch racing.
Yeah, and dude, and let's just face it, like, Cole Trickle was a pretty badass dude. You know what I mean? There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Cole was. So who would win? Who would win, like, in an actual race? Would Cole Trickle or Ricky Bobby win?
That would be a toss up. You know, I mean, I don't know. I think, you know, Ricky Bobby always said, if you're second, you're the first loser, right? So
yeah.
So he's gonna. I guess he would probably do whatever it takes to get to that point. So, and that would be a toss. I'd have to go with Ricky Bobby on that one.
Wow. Okay. Do you know who Cole Trickle's character was based on?
Not really.
Dick Trickle.
Dick Trickle.
Yeah, for real. That's Tom Cruise. He's a famous race car. I mean, it's funny, but it's not funny. It's really true. That was a famous race car driver, and that's what Tom Cruise based all that on. The whole deal. Famous dude. Right there. We just gave it a different name.
You see, you learn something new every day.
Learn something new every day. Well, I learned that you think Ricky Bobby will beat Cole Trickle in an actual race. Hey,
I think he really, really would.
How many nicknames you got, Jacob? How many nicknames do you actually have? Like, people call you lots of stuff. Like, how many do you think you have?
Oh, God. I don't know if I can name some of those on this show.
Well, give us a few. Like, what do people call you?
Most of them are just J Prize. You know. Oh my gosh. Who's the? I can't even think of his name. I don't draw back. I talked to him all the time. He was the one that started Bass Fan back in the day.
Oh, Kumar.
Now he has. Yep, Kumar. Kumar is the one that calls me J Powell.
Yeah, J Powell. Yeah.
Which is fun. So, you know, J Powell, whatever, and then J Prize or whatever. But I've been called a lot of things. Chris Dave Woo's son, he used to call me Doogie Howser. You know, back in the day, Doogie Howser had a perfect IQ or whatever it was.
Wow.
And well, he thought that I knew everything, and now he's realizing that it was all correct. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's finally starting to figure it out. You know, he's sitting here on the couch laughing his butt off right now. But yeah, it's one of those things. But you know,
Doogie Howser.
I just Jacob, you know, has always been there, but you know, Mercer calls me J Pros and all that stuff, and I got sweatshirts and hats made. Kumar's always called me that, but it's always. I mean, the one that stuck the most was Jay Pross.
Okay, Jay Pross. That's what it is. That's the official nickname. Now, I hear the guys calling you Bubba, too. Bubba's got a hell of a hook set, they say. That's what I hear.
Well, Bubba come from Dudley.
Oh, okay.
Dudley's everything you say with Dudley is Bubba this, Bubba that, Bubba. I mean, like, really, But you still, he's been a really good friend, and we've caught a lot of species of fish together. I'll tell you that.
That's awesome. Hey, they say that the cream rises to the top in bass fishing, especially. Okay, and especially in the opens, they say that, and it took you what, 2 years, right? 2 years of fishing the opens to get back to the elites, right?
Yeah, I fished the Central Division, and I guess that was 2020. That's the year that Hackney requalified. So I didn't make it. I finished like 9th or 10th or something in the points or whatever that year. Hackney made it, and then 2021, I went and fished all 9.
Yeah, and 21 is, I mean, that was your opens AOY year, and right in there. My question to you is like you get a guy. Okay, so Hackney, it took him a year. It took Christie a year, right? It took you 2 years, which are all phenomenal spans of time. I mean, 1 or 2 years to get in the opens. Is there an answer to how many years it should take an angler to get into the elites? I mean, is it is it there a time where it's like, it's just kind of, you got to know it's not working, or what do you think? Like, what's an answer for that?
I would have to say that I wouldn't say that it's a dream, you know what I mean? But, the first year that I qualified for the elites, it was 2013. And I fished that back then. I only fished 3 opens. I think I fished on the James River. I think I fished at Oneida, and where else did we went that year? Oh, we went to Lake Erie.
Okay.
Out of Sandusky. And I qualified for the elites that year, that was the first time I'd ever tried to do it, and was very lucky to do it. I could only won the points. I finished second, but that's when they took 5. Now they only take 3 out of each division.
Right.
So here's the thing. The way that I did it was I kind of pulled up. I went through the whole deal and kind of mathematically, the only way that you really have a really, really good chance is to fish all 9. So if any of the guys that are trying to make the elites or try to come over to the elites, the only chance that you really, really have is to fish all 9, unless 3 of them are on your 3 home waters. You know what I mean? Where you live at. You know
Okay.
what I mean?
I gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. But then you get Hackney, fishes 4 derbs, and he's in. I mean, but
yeah, but that year was only 2. That year was only 2 series. They had a Southern and a Central. There wasn't no Northern. You know what I'm saying? Then they went back to the 3 deals where they made it 9 tournaments. So it was 4 tournaments in the Southerns and 4 tournaments in the Centrals. And I jumped into the Centrals. I've never been to any of them places. That's in Hackney's stomping grounds. I'm not making no excuses or whatever.
No, I hear you.
But that was in kind of, he's fished around all that stuff. And we did that together to try to make, to both of us to make it and that's something I did in this first try. And it took me the year fishing all 9 of them again. The funny part was, Mercer was gone at the first day weigh-in, and I walked up and there's Chris Bowes standing on stage, and I said, "Man, this feels like deja vu from last year." I mean, every tournament there's Chris Bowes. It was one of those things, but it's very, very hard, man. Making it in the opens, to get over there. That's something I'll never do again. I'll tell you that.
Wow.
I mean, if I get kicked out of the elites, I'm done.
It's that fierce, huh?
It's a very hard tour, and yeah, like I'm telling you, dude, it probably took 5 or 6 years off my life.
Wow.
Of all the traveling and going to that, and maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit, but what I'm saying it's a very, very, very tough deal to do. Hackney will tell you the same thing. Christie will tell you the same thing. I mean, the guys that have come back, Josh Douglas. I mean, he tried forever. And thank God, man, what a great guy to be able to make it. We got Jacob Fouts. We had Cody Huff. The guys that have done that, man. That's hats off to those guys, man. That's something special that they have.
It sure is.
To be able to qualify through that, because it's not easy. You have to fish totally different than the 5 days before when you got there for practice. In the opens, there's no off limits, so you can practice 2 weeks or whatever. That's fine. But yeah, you get there and the fish are absolutely biting. But then when 225 guys start bouncing around on a river or a lake or a reservoir, or they beat them up because they don't know how to practice, man. And I caught 10 4-pounders today. Well, that's the 4-pounders you're not going to catch in the tournament, or anybody's going to catch. So, they beat them up a little bit, so you got to go down, you got to downsize and all your stuff, which I have no problem with that. But for most people, they go, they get on a bunch of fishing, and these places that we go get, like I said, get beat up because we catch all the little ones. I mean, all the easy ones.
Low hanging fruit.
And when you catch all the easy ones, that doesn't leave nothing but the hard ones left. So you got to kind of trick them and everything. So it's hats off. Hats off to those guys, man.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess to accurately say, if you're gonna put your hat in the ring, you got to fish all 9 derbs, unless you're some kind of super angler.
Absolutely.
I mean, otherwise you're kind of spinning your wheels. 9 derbs if you want to be an elite, unless you're totally creme de la creme. That's it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like I said, yeah, it was one of the toughest things I've ever been through in my life.
Yeah. And I like that you said it took 5 years off your life. That's nuts, dude.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. Hey, so you know how, I want to know a little bit about when you first got into bass, and what's your favorite deal to do? I see you as a power fisherman. Is that an accurate statement? Shallow water power fisherman as your strength?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I love pitching, real shallow. I grew up on Bugs Island. I grew up on the Potomac River, the James River, which we have, bush, back in the day, we had shallow bushes and grass and like tules and stuff like that. And then go to Potomac, you got, millful and stuff to flip up there. And it was all a flipping deal. And I love doing that, and then I'll tell you this, back in the day, it was all like fluorocarbon, 20 or 25 pound fluorocarbon.
Okay.
And I got to hanging around with Hackney, and he's taught me so much about braided line. And now that I know, I mean, I love it. You know what I'm saying? Like fishing braid or flipping bushes or grass or stuff like that with braid. It's something about that sound that I really, really love.
Now Hackney likes that parabolic, moderate 8-foot flip stick with the braid. What's your setup for the braid flip stick?
Mine has a really stiff backbone with a lot of tip, kind of the same way he does with braid. So you got to let him be able to eat it, but still you got to have something that you can drive the hook in if you're flipping really, really deep grass or under mats and stuff like that. And that's what I was talking about. Like if I'm fishing kind of outside bushes or not where I'm fishing over in the bushes or or things like that. You know, just a 7.4 or 7.6 quantum rod. You know, smoke they make a really good rod, and it's just, you know, that braid. There's no stretching on that, so you're actually driving the hook home. But
Heck yeah.
you know, flipping mats or grass. I'm telling you right now, he knows. He knows so much stuff. Like, man, it absolutely blows my mind, and he has taught me.
Well, give us an example.
A whole lot about bass fishing.
You said you learned about fishing braid from Hackney. Like, give me something that you learned.
And, you know, you know, the way that instead of going in those situations where you don't think that they'll, in like clear water, you know, everybody thinks clear water, fish can see whatever they can do, all this stuff. It doesn't matter. The thing that he explains to you the most is it's the rate of the fall of the bait or how it falls. It doesn't matter what the line looks like. You know, it's just the rate of the fall or the sinker size or something like that. You know, line sizes, and it don't matter if it's in clear. I mean, we were at Texoma when he won the Bassmaster Elite at Texoma. I mean, dude, he's flipping a jig
1 ounce
in gent clear water, 65-pound braid, and I mean stomping their guts out. You know what I'm saying? I'm out there getting them hung up, can't get them out. You know, like that's when I knew that I had to learn. You know, because you get to go watch live or go back and watch the show, and it's him flipping braid because that's a distinct sound that you can't not get out of your head.
When you said you learned all that on those rivers, on the Potomac, on the James River, like, are you a river rat, or is that? Will you consider yourself that?
Yeah, we have T-shirts called River Rat.
As I say. So, when's the first time that you can remember being like a river rat, like your first river rat experience out there, putting that flipping technique to work on the rivers? Like, how old were you?
Man, I would have to say we used to have a circuit called Pro Teams that it was 200 and some boats fished every tournament. We'd go to Bugs Island, we'd go to Lake Gaston, we would go to James River. It was a big deal. And for my graduation present, my dad bought one of Woo's boats.
Oh wow!
It was Nitro back in the day, and my dad bought it for me for my graduation present. And then the very next year, me and a buddy of mine, Mark Mueller, fished. We were fishing on the river, and we ended up coming in second in that tournament out of 200 some boats on the river, and caught every one of them flipping a 6-inch zoom green pumpkin lizard. And it was just one of them deals. Like, man, they were biting. Nobody else really got in our way. You know, you had to wait for the to get right and things like that. But that was the part where it set me off, where I really started thinking about, hey man, I might have a chance. And Woo's the one that talked me into pursuing that career in bass fishing.
That's awesome.
I never really thought that I had the. I never thought that I had the capability of doing it. You know what I'm saying? I was kind of scared of it. You know, Woo's like, Bubba, or Dudley said Bubba, you know, then Woo's like, man, you have the capability. You can do this or you can do that. And I was like, I don't know. I want to fish the EverStarts one more year and see. You know, so it wasn't like I was like just gung ho about it. You know what I'm saying? I made sure that in my mind that I was mentally prepared to get out there and go try this, to do this for a living. And, you know, thank the good Lord. I thank him every day that I get to do something that I really have a passion about, and something that I really get to enjoy.
I love it, man. I love that you got choked up there a little bit too, thinking about Woo Dave's giving you that confidence lift, man. I mean, because we all have that person in our life, and I didn't know it was Woo Dave's. I like that's great, man. That's awesome of you, bud. Yeah.
He called me today. So I called him just to see what he's doing. Like I told you, he was down in a race, and I said, "Man, I thought you were at home because we were working right around the corner from his house." And I said, he said, "No, I'm at a race." I said, "Man, I thought you was going to bring me a drink." He said, "Well, you know where the house is. The door's open. There's Coke, Sprite, beer, whatever you want in there. Go get you one." And I was like, so he's been a really I mentor him a lot in my career because, Woo was pretty. Woo didn't really get to win a lot of tournaments, but he was really, really steady.
He
know
sure
what I'm saying?
was.
Like he was always that guy that had 5 bass. He's a Larry Nixon. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Larry always
Good
caught
analogy.
5 bass.
Good example.
And that's what made Larry Nixon's career. It could be the toughest tournaments in the world, but he was going to have 5, and that's what set him apart. And then that's and I think that's what I've kind of based my career off of is I want to catch 5 every tournament. I want to catch as many as I can. I don't want to go flip a jig for 6. I want to go throw a shaky and catch 100. And hopefully it works out to that ideal way.
Hey, it's like, so was there a time in your life? How long have you known Woo Daves? Like, how long has he been your neighbor around that area?
So it's a funny deal. So I can remember when I was in the 9th grade, I had 3 days of school left in the 9th grade, and they called me and said, "Hey, you're getting out for early dismissal." It was like 12 o'clock. So I walked up to the office, and there stood Woo.
What?
And I looked outside, and there's Woo with the bass boat hooked up. And I walked out, and Woo said, "Come on, we're going to practice for the Bassmaster Classic at Logan Martin."
Unreal.
So I went with Woo for 2.5 weeks to Logan Martin, and we bass fished every day for the classic that Dion won.
Yes,
Dion Hibden won that classic.
Yes, I know. And you were in 9th grade?
I think I was in 9th grade. Yep.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. You're a freshman in high school. Woo Daves pulls up like all cool with a bass boat, listening to Billy Squire, and he's like,
Alan Jackson.
Oh, Alan Jackson.
Alan Jackson.
He really was listening to Alan Jackson when he pulled up.
I promise you, this Woo's favorite song on Alan Jackson's deal, and most people don't know that he even has this song. It's called Dog River Blues.
Dog River Blues. All right. Dude.
So, people can Google it or whatever. I'm just telling you, it's a really, really, really good song. But I can remember listening to that song 10 times going to Logan Martin down there. And that was just one of those things that I'll never, ever forget. I mean, it was so much fun.
Yeah, man. I mean, Woo Dave's Bassmaster, pulls up. The guy's a dang fishing pro. And he pulls up and he's like, "Hey, come on, we're going to practice for the Classic. Logan Martin. Let's go." I mean, that was all right. What did your parents say?
Yeah,
your parents, did they report you missing after 2.5 weeks, or did they just let you go?
No, they had it all planned because my mom.
Just kidding.
I guess my mom had packed all my clothes and all that stuff and put them in. Woo had them in the truck, and we left straight from school and headed to Alabama.
Dude, that's amazing. Oh my gosh. And Logan Martin, what a cool place to do back in the day. So you probably you probably had times on the water you were out there pretending you were Woo Daves. You're like, I'm going to do this just like Woo did.
Yeah, absolutely. Woo, he can skip a worm underneath a dock better than anybody I've ever seen.
Unreal.
Very consistent, you know what I'm saying? And he's kind of, I would say in the last couple of years has gotten really hard-headed. He wants to do it Woo's way now, and that's the only way he's going to do it. But still catches them, man. I can't, you can't take nothing away from him. He's always got 5. Even when the fishing and stuff is not, he's always got 5.
That's for sure. Hey man, it's been pretty cool having you on here. I had to readjust things a little bit. But it's been fun having you on this Stray Cast show for the first time. But I think that if we would be amiss here, or it would be amiss if we didn't play a little Stray Cast game show with you. You wanna try playing a game show before we get out of here?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean it's real easy. It's really.
I'm game to do anything.
Yeah, it's more not more of a game. it's it's not necessarily a game show. This is more like a different type of interview. If I can put it that way. This interview is taken directly. Oh, did we lose him? Holy cow! He knew what he was getting into at the last uno momento. And it was taken directly from a special. Are you back, Jacob? J. Pros? J. Powell? Bubba?
Yep.
There he is.
I don't know what happened.
He's back. So this is like a special kind of interview. It's not really a game show, and it's taken directly from a 1975 Playboy magazine. Okay? But we're going to change it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're going to answer these like in bass. It's about bass fishing. You know what I mean? You don't have to answer it like,
Okay.
you know what I mean? So it's in relation to bass fishing, not necessarily life. But
Right, so
yeah.
I'm pretty open. I'm pretty open mouth. You know what I mean? So
I'm looking forward to it.
You might get it.
I'm looking forward to it. So with
Okay.
that being said, I'm gonna I'm throwing in a yeah. Here it is. Okay. J. Prowse, J. Powell, Bubba. Here it is. This is directly from a Hugh Hefner Playboy magazine, 1975. And I'm going to ask you these questions, Jacob, and you can answer them about bass fishing. You can answer them about life. You can answer them with that open mind. And we lost him again. There it is. We're getting internet skabatsky tonight. We're getting the gig bang boozle. The schming schmang schmackety schmoo schma schmoopity schmaps. You know what I mean? As they say in the proverbial big league, we're getting penguined. Are you back? Flink a flop bop a chip a tap a boom boom bam a deep bop a dib a dib a
Yeah.
All right,
I'm
there we
here.
are.
I'm
Woo.
good.
Okay.
Roll.
Here we are. All right, there it is.
What are they trying? Are they trying to get Hackney in there?
No, I don't know what the Hackney. I'm bagged Hackney. The last time he texted me, like I said, he said, I'm trying to reboot it for the third time, which means to me he was beating the snot out of his modem. That's what that means. So, whatever. That's all good. No,
He liable to got that. He liable to got that 300 wind mag out there and got after that thing. So.
I'm sure. I don't know. But here's the deal. Like, I'm going to just ask you some straight up questions. I need you to be open-minded and honest about it. This is the craziest internet time tonight. I like the music though, James. I keep waiting for him to pop back up. I don't know what the heck happened.
I mean, why does it keep doing that?
I don't know. What are you doing? Do you have tinfoil on your head? Is there?
No.
Oh, it could.
I don't
be...
have no hair either.
It could be battery, Ginge says. All right. So do I have you loud? This is the best connection yet that I have. So, all right, here I go. So, I need you to tell me about your turn-ons and your turn-offs. What are your big turn-ons and what are your big turn-offs? Jacob?
Turn-ons and turn-offs.
Yeah. What floats your boat and
Oh, boy.
What sinks it?
I'll say smooth and rough.
Your turn-ons are smooth, and your
My
turn-offs
turn-on has to be smooth. I guess my turn-off would be rough.
Okay, and how does that apply to bass fishing?
Well, we're going to apply that to I guess two different things. I would say like smooth legs, smooth water.
Okay.
Rough water, rough legs.
Wow, I like it. That is an amazing contrast comparison. Smooth legs and smooth water are turn-ons. and rough water and rough legs are turn-offs. 100% with you. 100% with you. It's hard to flip in rough water, and it's sure hard
you got to go with that.
And friction is not enjoyable with rough legs. 100% not. 100% not. Hey, tell me about your first big score. Your first big score.
Oh boy, that would have to be. That would have to be winning the Bassmaster Elite Series in Toledo Bend. That would be my first big score.
Your first big score. Gotcha. And that's in bass fishing. You got a life one? First big score in life you want to talk about? Whatever score may be.
Man, that's pretty
provocative.
Pretty tough. No, not provocative. I mean,
like Fergie
scoring. That's man.
Big score in life. I don't know. You can skip it. I mean, you ever win a lotto ticket? I don't know.
I guess. I'm going to be very humble on this one.
Okay.
I would say, getting a name in the world of bass fishing. As far as, walking into maybe like ICAST or walking into say I guess just being able to, I don't know, maybe I'm currently working on that.
Yeah, I mean, presently working, in progress on the big score. Hey, what's your guilty pleasure in life, Jacob? If it comes down to it, if it comes down to it, what is your guilty pleasure? Your guilty pleasure. Uh-oh.
I guess playing with worms.
Playing with worms. I see that. I mean, that's life and bass fishing.
We're well, I would say that in the world of bass fishing, you got Ned worms now. You have in the worm up to 13, 14 inches. It's kind of funny that part, but I don't get pleasure.
Yeah, playing with worms. That's a good one. That can cover everything. It can basically cover everything.
It was one,
especially in a Playgirl interview now that you're doing. Playgirl model, Jacob Porosnick.
Yeah.
All right, with that being said, here's the final question.
I don't.
Final question of the evening. What is a fantasy that you have yet to fulfill? A fantasy that you have yet to fulfill, Jacob.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
A fantasy I have yet to fulfill.
That is correct.
Dang, dude. These are like, darn.
I don't know. I think you're thinking too hard about it. That's real easy. The answer is easy for you when it comes to bass fishing, at least in my mind. I mean, I know. And then I'm sure in real life.
I know. The fantasy. I guess the biggest fantasy I haven't filled would be winning Angler of the Year or the Classic, or maybe trying to win both of them in the same year.
That's an amazing fantasy. That's an amazing fantasy. 100% it is. AOY and BMC in the same year is a 5 million% fantasy come true. And then let's just throw in for life, like maybe back in the day, the Swedish bikini team visited you in the 9th grade instead of Woo Dave's, along with Woo Dave's. So it was Woo Dave's 1 week, and then with 2 weeks, and then you got to spend 2 weeks with the Swedish bikini team. How's that, Jacob? Is that a good fantasy? Yeah, he's all on it. Hey,
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now, man.
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can.
All right. So I'm gonna say you're talking about spending a week with Woo Daves and then a week with the Swedish bikini. I'm gonna say woo hoo.
That's what you're going to be saying the whole time is woo. Hey man,
yeah, that could go. I guess that saying could go a lot of different ways. But now, man, a fantasy. I don't know that.
I like that you're thinking so hard. I like that you're really thinking about these.
All right, so I'm gonna say J-Lo dancing at J-Lo dancing at the Bassmaster Classic when I win it.
Oh yes, I like how you're thinking. J-Lo dancing on the stage at the BMC when Jacob Porosnick wins. That's an amazing fantasy. Give it up right now, Bass Galaxy. That is J-Pow, J-Pros, Bubba, Jacob Porosnick. Yeah, dude.
Bubba.
That was fun, man. I'm sorry about all the glitches and internet demons tonight, but I had a good time with you.
Yeah, man. Hopefully we can do it again and maybe get the Hack Attack on there when he's supposed to be on there.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm sure we'll find out what ended up happening here, and we'll get Greg back on soon, and we'll have you slide in there as well. But
hey, and here's the deal. We got a lot of time off, and let me know.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear some and see that to say because it would have been epic.
Yeah, no, we'll get it back together. Well, but I'm glad we got to know you a little bit more here on Straight Cast, and the Bass Galaxy got to learn more about you, especially the Woo Daves. Amazing story about that 9th grade deal, dude. Getting picked up by Woo Daves. That's that's amazing. It don't get any better than that. It don't get no better. Hey, best of luck for the final swing. You're going into some comfort zones, I guess. I think you're feeling good. I think you're feeling good. Bass Galaxy, give it up for Jacob Porosnick right there. Thank you so much. Ciao. Ciao, ciao. Heck yeah. And we'll get hey, you're back. You keep popping in and out of here. This is like the Tonight Show when Rodney Dangerfield used to come on and then they'd think he was gone, but then he'd come back in. You could do. I
don't know what's going on. So, just real quick, my biggest bullseye in the next term is going to be Seth Fighter. You know what I'm saying? I think that's going to be the guy to beat. And, my biggest bullseye has always been Hackney. If I can beat Hackney in every tournament, then I know I've had a really, really good year. And, I just wanted to say, going up north where Seth really shines and all that stuff. So that's going to be.
There he goes. Rodney Dangerfield left again. Is he coming back? Hey, what are you doing? Are you after Fighter already? Are you after Fighter already? Can you just bow and say goodbye? Can you give official?
Hey. We thank you so much. Thank you again. We'll have to get on this deal and where everything is working, but there must be some kind of glitch. But
it's nuts.
So Spider-Man or Spider-Man, we're coming.
Coming for him. Bass Galaxy, give it up for Jacob Porosnick once again right there. Best of luck on the last swing. It's right there, bud. Thanks again. We'll get you back here soon with the Hack Attack. Freaking awesome. All right, we worked through that one. I readjusted everything, so apologize for that. I don't know what we had to do there, but we got some kind of show out of that, and that was all right. And it's good to learn about Jacob. So with that being said, so It's all like, Ginge, get ready.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm gonna really throw something on you.
Okay.
All right, I'm seriously, like, this is a big thing for you. Yeah, so this is a big debut for you. So you might want to get yourself some appropriate music ready. What's your favorite music? What's your favorite music? No, like long. It's gonna need to be long.
No.
You get some long music.
No, I'm not good at that.
Well, get it. It's gonna be real easy. You'll see, and you guys are gonna get this all straightened out. You ready? That's perfect. Ladies and gentlemen, I give to you for the first time ever on the Straight Cast glorified version of a bass fishing talk show. I'm going to make you so uncomfortable right now and make you do this. But you can do this.
All
This
right.
is a big thing for you and the Bass Galaxy. You're going to announce the winner
I got that.
and then just thank everybody and get the hell out of here.
All right, let's do it.
You can do it. Say to sponsors, thank them. I don't care if it takes till midnight. And if you need to call me, like phone a friend, I'll be here. I'm the guy. I'm your guy. Ginge, you can do this. Damn it. You can do it. Ladies and gentlemen, I give to you Andrew Ollenberger, the Ginger Ninja, with the KVD line and lure prize winner tonight. And the closing remarks. This is amazing.
Okay. For the line and lure winner, we have Wes Larrabee. So make sure, Wes, DM us into the Facebook. Let us know. Give us your address. DM Facebook Straightcast.
Look at that.
Got it.
Love you guys. Bye.
Love you guys. Bye. So, other than that, on our way out, we would like to thank TH Marine, Omnia Fishing, Power Pole, Crestliner, Abu Garcia, the lovely folks at Berkeley, Impulse Lithium, Ichikawa, Tin Cup Whiskey, the official brown liquor of bass fishing, Sims, Alpha Angler Rods, Half a Spot, Bro Varney Swim Jigs, Bite Me Tackle, Amphibia, and Bass Galaxy. We love you. We'll be here. Same bat channel, same bat time next week. See you next week.